today's dish, we're going to be making chicken tinola, a Filipino chicken soup that has a strong ginger flavor. In this episode, we're going to be making a Filipino chicken soup dish called tinola. Tinola is basically a chicken soup with a strong ginger flavor. It's easy to make and there's not many ingredients. So we're going to start off with these ingredients. We're going to need some chicken. I have some leftover chicken thighs and chicken drumsticks, so I'm going to use that. We're going to use 2 chayotes. I peeled them and then cored them and cut them into wedges. I used 1 whole onion. I just chopped it. About 3 thumbs of ginger, thinly sliced. We're gonna need about 1 to 2 cups of baby spinach or any types of spinach. About 2 to 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. And since we're gonna be adding in water for the soup, we're going to add in some chicken powder or chicken flavoring. Traditionally, instead of the baby spinach, the recipe usually calls for like hot pepper leaves or moringa. But if you can't find any of those, of course, a spinach will work. And also, usually we use green papaya, not the ripe papaya, but the green papaya. And of course, since I can't find any of those here, I'm just using chayote instead. First thing we're going to do is we're going to set our heat to high. Then we're going to add in some canola or vegetable oil. Then we're going to saute our onion. Continue cooking the onion until it's soft. Once our onion are slowly turning translucent, we're going to add in our ginger. I added an extra piece of ginger here because I'm going to show you something later as we're near the end. But for now, we're going to saute the ginger. Because what we want to do is we want to infuse that oil with the ginger flavor. All right, now we're going to add in our chicken. We're not going to add in salt to season it, but because we're going to be adding in fish sauce later, but we are going to add in some cracked pepper. So this is pretty much similar to American chicken soup. The only difference is we have ginger in this, and the whole recipe kind of revolves around that ginger. That's why I usually put a lot of ginger, but since I'm making this for some of our foreign visitors, we are gonna be using less ginger than I usually put in probably a big chunk and handful of ginger because I like it really strong. But you know, if you don't like ginger that much, just put a little. It varies on how much you like ginger. I don't like eating ginger, but I like the flavor of the ginger. So I like cutting them in big chunks so that you can easily remove them when you're eating. So let's flip our chicken around to brown the other side. And once we flip them around, we're going to add in our fish sauce. We're going to let it simmer for a while until it kind of changed color, and then we're going to add water and boil the chicken. What I'm doing is I'm just letting the chicken absorb all that fish sauce flavor, because if we add in the water now, it will just dilute the flavor and it's not going to stick to the chicken that well. All right, we're gonna set our heat to high because we're gonna be adding in our water. I'm probably adding in around 10 to 20 cups of water because, well, we love soup. You can never have too much soup. The only difference is if you're using a lot more water, make sure you adjust your seasoning. So try putting in more chicken powder so that your soup doesn't taste like water. I set our heat to high and we'll cover and let it boil. And once it's boiling, we're gonna reduce our heat to medium low and let it simmer for a while until the chicken's fully cooked. All right, let's check on the chicken. So we're just gonna simmer them until the chicken's fully cooked. Probably about 20 minutes to fully cook that, if not less. So we'll be back to check on our chicken later. All right, let's go check on our chicken. So the extra ginger I had on the side, I didn't slice. I'm gonna show you a trick that doesn't really call for in the recipe that I like doing. So first you grab a grater, any type of grater you got, and then what you do is you grate the ginger into that soup. Because what it does is it makes the soup a little cloudy, and I don't know, it has a nice effect on the soup. Of course, you don't have to do this. I just I prefer doing it like this because it gives you the really fine pieces of garlic ginger in there. So just like that, you just toss in the rest if you got tired of it. But pretty much like that, and then I just dunk it in there to get all that ginger into the soup. Continue simmering it until our chicken are fully cooked. So what it does is it leaves all that little tiny bits of ginger so fine that it doesn't really bother you when you eat it. But yeah, of course, again, this is optional. You don't have to do it like this. So let's cover it and continue cooking our chicken. It should be ready maybe in 5 to 10 minutes. So just let's go check on our soup. Let's check on our flavoring if it's good enough. So far, the only seasoning I put in this is the fish sauce and some freshly ground pepper. So we will probably be needing some chicken flavoring. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna add in, with the amount of water we put in, probably 2 tablespoons. Use your judgment on how much you want to put in, because you don't want it too salty. So stir, mix everything around. Again, it's better to under-season it than making everything too salty, and then, you know, it ruins the whole dish. You can add in water, but I mean, it still ruins the flavor. So the chicken should be close to being cooked. So let's cook it for probably 2 to 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna add in our chayote. So the chicken should be fully cooked now. Next thing we're gonna do is add in our chayote. It's probably gonna take about 5 minutes to soften these chayotes. So leave it covered and wait for it to get soft. Let's go check if our chayote is soft. Still a little hard. Let's give it probably 3 more minutes. Actually, shouldn't take long. What I'm gonna do now is add in our spinach. You can put in as much as you want. Probably gonna put in about 1 cup to 2 cups. Again, traditionally this is, we usually use like the hot pepper leaves or the moringa for this. It has a nice flavor added to it, but spinach will work just fine. All right, so let's just cover it. Cook it probably 2 to 4 more minutes, and then the dish should be ready. Chayote should be soft by then. All right, at this time the chayote should be soft already. Let's taste one more time. Make sure the flavor is perfect. Again, it's just a real simple chicken soup, but the only difference is it has the ginger flavor. So it's up to you on how much ginger you want to add in. If you're not crazy about ginger, you know, cut back a little on that ginger. And also, you don't have to grate it like how I showed. That's just like my own way. Kind of makes it nice. That is perfect. Usually I put in a lot more ginger, but our guests might not be so crazy about the ginger, so I'll leave it at that with just a mild ginger flavor. So that's our dish. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.